Following today's confirmation that midfielder and club captain Richie Smallwood will leave Bradford City upon the expiry of his contract at the end of next month. In today's video, we're going to go through 5 potential replacements for Richie Smallwood. As we know, we have already brought Max Power in, but we now are going to need another holding midfielder to compete with Max Power to play alongside your Tommy Lees, your Alex Pattersons, them type of players. If you're going to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. 170 likes on today's video would be massively appreciated, and don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. These 5 suggestions, rank them from 1 to 5 in terms of who you'd like to see signing what order at Bradford City. Let's waste no further time and get straight into it. My first suggestion is Barrow midfielder Dean Campbell. Now, he is currently out of a contract with the football club this summer, and we have previously been linked with Campbell this transfer window by reliable journalist Pete O'Rourke. I think Barrow, not Barrow, that's the team that he plays for now. Doncaster Rovers, one of the other teams that were also interested in him. Obviously 24 years of age, so fits the type of profile that I do want to see us sign, between that 23 to 28 type. Obviously left-footed as well, so it gives us something a little bit different in that midfield. I think all of our other central midfielders are right-footed, apart from maybe Clark Adore and obviously Bobby Poynton as well, but they play a little bit higher up the pitch. So Campbell this season, or the one that's just gone by for Barrow, played in 33 league matches, starting 28 of them, so maybe had the odd injury problem. Played over 2,600 minutes where he did register 1 goal and no assists. His creative stats are not amazing, in all honesty. Didn't create a single big chance, only 0.5 at key passes per game, but defensively very, very solid. And going into League One next season, we're going to need to be better defensively, and looking at Dean Campbell's stats, he certainly does tick a lot of boxes. 1.3 interceptions per game, 1.9 tackles per game, 5.2 balls recovered per game, and 1.5 clearances per game as well, with a 55% successful dribble rate, winning 59% of his ground duels and 45% of his aerial duels. So all of his stats are around about similar or better than Smallwood's for the majority. I think there's only a couple. I think he wins slightly less balls recovered per game, and he has a slightly worse aerial duel win percentage, but some of the stats certainly are a lot better, like he averages more interceptions per game than Richie Smallwood. So for me, on a free transfer, 24 years of age, Dean Campbell would be a really smart signing for Bradford City, and obviously one that we've previously been linked to this window. My second suggestion is former Luton Town midfielder Pele Ruddock-Mpanzu. Now, I think it's already been confirmed that he will be released this summer. Obviously spent the second half of the season out on loan at Rotherham United in League One. Now 31 years of age, so will come and provide a wealth of experience. Has played with Luton in the National League all the way through to the Premier League, and recently has kind of struggled a little bit to play football. Just a 1 championship start for him this season. We obviously saw the last time that he was in League One, when I think Luton won the title, he scored 5 goals in that season. But for me, he's got that quality that you need, a bit of experience, and obviously a slightly different option, the most experienced option that I'm going to suggest. You could have him and Power in there, but then maybe is that too much in there? But I didn't just want to suggest a load of 22, 23-year-olds. I thought it's good to have versatility and good to have decent options. Now, his wages could be a little bit of a problem, but I think, again, at 31 years of age, the levels that he's played at over the last couple of seasons, I do think he would be a very smart signing for Bradford City, available on a free transfer, and would bring that experience in through the door that we've lost with Smallwood leaving. My third suggestion is Accrington Stanley midfielder Ben Woods. Now, unfortunately, he did sign a new contract with Accrington around January time, running until 2027. So this one would require a little bit of a transfer fee, but at 22 years of age, the ceiling is very high for Ben Woods, and I do think he would be a very, very good signing. He's going to cost a decent amount in terms of a transfer fee. He can play as a number 6 or as a number 8 as well, but as a more defensive-minded midfielder who can still get forward and score goals, I do think for me he would be a brilliant signing. The transfer fee might put us off slightly, and obviously for him to develop and get better, he's going to need to play regular football. Can we currently see him doing that ahead of Power, ahead of Patterson? Potentially not, but that's what you have a pre-season for, to work your way into the side. And as we all know, the team that you start with on the opening day is never ever the team that you end with come the final game of the season. It's a squad game, and Ben Woods for me would be a very good signing. In League 2 last season, he played at 36 league matches, starting 31 of them, playing just shy of 2,800 minutes. He scored 9 goals from holding midfield for Accrington Stanley, averaged a goal every 308 minutes with a 16% goal conversion rate. He also registered 6 assists as well, 15 goal contributions from midfield in 31 starts. These are some absolutely outstanding numbers, and again, the players around him, the quality of player around him is not particularly great, if we're being completely honest. Sean Wally, and then the rest of the Accrington players are not particularly great. Woods, for me, would be an outstanding signing. Defensively as well, 1.1 interceptions per game, 2.3 tackles per game, 3.7 balls recovered per game, and 3.1 clearances per game as well, winning 46% of his ground duels and 41% of his aerial duels. So his duel stats do let him down a little bit. 15 goal contributions though, brilliant defensive stats. For me, Ben Woods would be a top priority if I was your David Sharps, your Stefan Rups. We've got to see some investment, and Woods, for me, you're definitely going to get a brilliant return of the investment. You spend 150 grand on Ben Woods, you can easily sell him for close to £400,000 in a couple of years. For me, I think he's a top player, would be a brilliant signing for Bradford City. My penultimate suggestion then is Ryan Stirk, who is set to leave Walsall this summer if obviously he doesn't sign a new contract there. Would be available on a free transfer. I'm not so sure because he is currently 24 years of age. If Walsall would then require a compensation package, but like I say, at 24, I do think that's the type of profile that we should be looking for. Obviously, with Walsall failing to get promoted, losing in the playoff final after completing the ultimate bottle, yeah, there might be question marks about Stirk's mentality, considering he was part of that team that did massively crumble, but you can't put it all on one player. So for me, I think Stirk would be another decent option for us. Not a top priority for me. There is, I'll go through at the end of today's video and rank them all in terms of priority for me, but Stirk obviously played 44 matches this season, starting 43 of them in the league, playing over 3,700 minutes, where he did score the 1 goal and also chipped in with 4 assists, creating the 3 big chances with a 75% accurate pass rate. Defensively though, pretty solid, 0.9 interceptions per game, 1.9 tackles per game, 5.8 balls recovered per game, and 1.6 clearances per game as well, with a 61% successful dribble rate, winning 57% of his ground duels and 50% of his aerial duels. Again, not a top priority for me, but in terms of out-of-contract midfielders who are at a good age of 24, obviously has got some good experience over the last couple of seasons with Walsall and Mansfield as well. I think he would be a really smart pickup on a, technically a free transfer, but obviously you got to pay compensation, so it wouldn't be free, but you know what I'm trying to say. And my final suggestion then in today's video is Osama Ashley from Salford City. Now, he was set to be out of a contract with the club this summer, but they did quickly trigger his option, so again, he would require a transfer fee. I don't think Salford are going to be wanting to get rid of him. And speaking of Salford City, there's strong rumours at the moment linking Bradford City to Salford City defender Curtis Tilt, which I think is very interesting. It seems quite concrete, does that, which... yeah, obviously I'll get a video out on that if and when it does get confirmed. But in terms of Ashley himself, again, 24 years of age. We've got some great ages on here for me. And I think yes, he's got a year left on his contract. He's going to require a bit of a transfer fee, but I don't think it would be as much as obviously Ben Woods, because it's one less year that you've got to pay out on his contract. But in terms of this season for Ashley, played at 33 matches, started at 31 of them, and obviously formed a very good midfield relationship with the likes of Ben Woodburn and Tyrese Forner as well. He played over 2,500 minutes, where he did score the 1 goal and also registered 5 assists as well, creating 14 big chances. Defensively though, an absolute monster. 2 interceptions per game. That's more than double the amount that Smallwood was putting up last season. 2.2 tackles per game, 4.7 balls recovered per game, and 2.3 clearances per game as well. He has a 55% successful dribble rate, winning 58% of his ground duels and 61% of his aerial duels. Osama Ashley is an absolute beast in that midfield. Yes, he did pick up the 14 yellow cards, which was in 33 appearances, so obviously not great from a discipline point of view, but I think Ashley, again, one of the bigger priorities for me in terms of who Bradford City should be looking at in this transfer window. Like I mentioned, would require a transfer fee, but would definitely be a brilliant addition for Bradford City in that midfield. So to go through and rank them 5 players in a little bit more detail, 5th priority for me would be Pelly Ruddock-Mpanzu, 4th would be Ryan Stirk, 3rd would be Dean Campbell, 2nd would be Ben Woods, and 1st would be Osama Ashley. Obviously Woods is a little bit more of a number 8 rather than a number 6, but if we get both of them in, that would be a real statement of intent. Obviously we're now on the 2nd of June, we're not a million miles away from pre-season start, starting and there's still a lot more business to be done. But I'm going to leave it there for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. This is obviously the first video I've done since we hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. We've now got adverts on the channel. I am no longer making videos on this channel for free, so any advert that you see, just let it run and play. That'd be massively appreciated. Thank you so much though for the support, and obviously if we could try and hit 170 likes, as I mentioned at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Get your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Who should Bradford City be signing to replace Richie Smallwood? There's obviously a number of different options that I didn't mention in today's video, so get your thoughts in, the likes of Tom Lowry, Brandon Kayla. There's so many different midfield possibilities that could come to Bradford City. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you once again for 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you very soon for another one.